Hello everyone, welcome to Randolph High School in Randolph, New Jersey. As champion athletes, Apex Wrestling School and the Harrington Companies brings you Garden State HSWrestling.com's live coverage of the West Morris Wolfpack facing off against the Warren Hills Blue Streaks. I am your host Shane Dunn, and with me on the call is Dan Graham. Danny, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well, Shane. How are you this evening?
Can't complain whatsoever. Great drive coming in town, great gym here, and definitely going to have three great matchups today as part of our quad. First off today, we have the West Morris Wolfpack, who start off their season 0-2, but are looking to have a lot of promise.
And Randolph.
And taking on Randolph.
Yeah, so this is an interesting matchup here because both these schools were former Northwest Jersey Athletic Conference National Division foes, and of course with the recent realignment, West Morris has moved to the American Division, so usually you would see this matchup a little later in the season, but we're seeing it right off the front end of the season, so but there's a lot of talent to be seen this evening as we get started in the 106 weight class.
And here we are to start. Wolfpack in the darker blue and light blue, Randolph in the black and white. Circling around right around the middle here.
Yep, Randolph is in the green, and West Morris is in the red.
And the first takedown of the contest here, won by West Morris. Now looking to good around on that left side. Now has that other wrist. Definitely going to get 3 points for that. So far, this has been a hand fight on the ground for the first 54 seconds of the matchup. 1:05 to go here in the first period of this 106 bout. Start off our quad. Really close to being off the mat here. Another 3 points there for West Morris. This is Neil of Neil of West Morris, Mahalko of Randolph.
And William Mahalko of Randolph.
Neil on top here. Another pin attempt for him. He's already up 8-0 with just 40 seconds left to go in this first period. Brody Neal for Randolph. Or sorry, for West Morris. It's going to take a little bit with 4 teams here. I'll be completely honest, this is my first quad I've gotten to commentate, and I'm definitely happy to have you by my side.
Absolutely here. But, also very close in color scheme also.
Absolutely. Now we're seeing if he can just get that left shoulder down. And he does.
Ooh, gets the pin.
With less than a second left there, and that starts off West Morris Days nice. Now we'll be heading into the 113 matchup. For Randolph, we will have Julian Rua, and coming out of West Morris, we'll have Mason Vasquez. Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. Now Vasquez coming out to face off against Julian Rua. A quick 6-0 start here for Randolph. This is actually Randolph's debut on the season, their first meet of the season, with Brian Pacello in his third year, 38-26 in his career.
And the one thing with Randolph this season, their coach, Brian Piccolo, was very, very happy, very excited actually with the incoming freshman class. But not just that, but he has a very well-balanced class. He thinks every grade has about 8 to 10 wrestlers, and it's a very well-balanced team. So it looks like they can take what they developed last year, where they finished 5th in the national division, and just go further up the ranks here. But certainly we've with the 106 matchup, like to see how we get further into the weight classes and see how these players develop.
One wrestler to definitely keep an eye on for West Morris coming up at 144, Brandon Dean later. And West Morris actually opened up their season 0-2, looking for their first win here potentially against Randolph, and looking to have a good day on paper, but we'll see how it comes out to fruition. Now 55 seconds to go here in the first period of the 113 bout. Still just looking at who can gain control of this matchup early. And takedown attempt here. Vasquez staying on the mat.
What a way to stay.
And just great wrestling so far in this first minute and a half. 30 seconds to go here in the first period.
And, you know, I felt we were really stewing up a big preview, and then we almost lost sight of the match. Almost got away from us. The 106, you know.
Definitely happens. You're gonna be hearing a lot of. This is gonna be definitely confusing. We're gonna be hearing a lot of whistles, a lot of different fanfare, and that's exactly why I'm here. I like a little bit of chaos, and quad meets are very fun to be a part of.
You get to sample at least multiple matches and multiple teams and talents.
Absolutely. Now Rua on top of that. That's the end of the first period. No points between each. We'll be hopping into the second.
Okay. And our first period turnover.
Now Vasquez will start on bottom with Rua on top.
All right, let's see if we get an escape point here to get us on the board.
And definitely every coach's dream to have a wrestler start off on defense, no questions asked. Love to see it. But we'll see if Rua can keep him down here. Going for that right leg, now flipping over. Could be. Could be looking for a power half here. Just having a lot of trouble keeping Vasquez down. Now Vasquez
might have the escape, and he's got it.
Breaks open on the board here for West Morris. 1-0 right now at a minute 18 left in this second period. Now Rua needs to look for something here in this period. And still very evenly matched up wrestlers here. You can see neither of them can really get control of this matchup. A lot of head snaps, but now a takedown attempt here from Rua. Double leg and gets him down. Gets the 2-point takedown. Now 2-1 lead for Randolph's Julian Rua. Now looking to turn him over. And another 2 back points there for Rua. Now 4-1 lead for him. And what a swing in the last 20 seconds taking the lead here. 32 seconds to go now in the third period. .24 to go now. Rua's still looking to try and get Vasquez's shoulders pinned here. Now he may have it. Getting closer and closer to the pin. Only has 10 seconds left in the period. Very precarious spot here for Vasquez. Might get pinned with just 3, 2, 1. And another.
And beats the buzzer.
Another buzzer beater pin here to start. And we will now be knotted up at 6-6. A great job from Julian Rua out of Randolph there. But now we'll be heading into the 120 matchup.
Okay, at this time, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. As well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad.
Now we will head into the 120 matchup, not up 6-6 here. We will get you the names in just a moment. And we're off right away.
For Randolph at 120, it's Aaron Sammy. And at 120 for West Morris, it's Mark Montour.
And Montour's going for wrist control early there.
And this is actually probably one of our first marquee matchups here because Mark Montour last year went 26-9.
Definitely a great wrestler in there for West Morris. We'll see what Aaron Sammy can do to combat that. Now off the mat, we'll start back in the middle with a minute 33 to go here in the first. Now, Aaron still going for wrist control here. Looks to be the aggressor, but now, Tora going for that single leg. Is around that leg tight, has a great grasp on, but now Aaron Sammy looking to flip around. Breaks that clasp. Very close to our sideline right here. Now Aaron Sammy looking to get over, breaks it again, and gets the 2-point takedown there. 54 seconds to go here. Looking to turn him over. It could be a quick pin. But Montour fighting. Now 3 back points awarded here for Aaron Sammy. Now 5-0 lead with 40 to go here. Could be looking through for a throw here potentially. Now gets the control of that right leg, comes right near our cameras. Always got to take a deep breath on those. 32.8 to go here in the second.
And I think one thing we're noticing here with Chris Merrill's team, who's in his 3rd year, of course, in charge of West Morris, one of the things he said going into this year was they wanted to be more aggressive, be more offensive, and gather more shots. And I think we're seeing that with this matchup here. Of course, somebody like Mark Montour, if you give him the message, he'll deliver.
Absolutely, and we're seeing just already 2 great wrestling matches start, and I feel like this is going to be a closer one than some people may expect. This will probably be one of the biggest toss-ups of the quad, but now Aaron Sammy flips over to the right side. Now 2 seconds to go. And could have been another buzzer beater pin there, nearly.
And to give you a little context, too, with West Morris and Randolph, as we had mentioned, this is the first time in a while they've been out of division. But last year, West Morris finished 1st in the national division, and Randolph finished 5th. So Randolph, as we were mentioning earlier in the broadcast, they have a more well-balanced team. They got a lot of depth there, and I think that's going to shoot them up the national division standings, I hope, this year. And then for West Morris being so good, now you're moving up into a bigger division, so you want to make your presence known and build off of things. So, but we're seeing an evenly contested matchup here. I think it's a team that's on the rise in the national and a team that did rise above the nationals. So, I think these 2 teams are kind of colliding in many ways.
This is a perfect collision. You're going to see that with all 4 teams here today. If you are potentially looking for the other 2 schools here, which are Hanover Park and Warren Hills, you can find that on our YouTube channel as well, or at GardenStateHSWrestling.com. That one is being covered by Donald Brower and James Clarke. 1:26 to go here in the 120 bout. A 6-0 lead here for Mark Montour of West Morris Central. Haven't seen too much aggression out of Aaron Sammy here. Now going for that right leg. But the defense of Montour has been incredible, and another 2-point takedown will now make this an 8-0 lead for the Wolfpack's Montour. Minute left to go. And another pin here for the Wolfpack, make it 12-6 on the night. And just a great performance there by the 120-pounder Montour for West Morris Central. Guarantee we'll be seeing his name later in the season. And before our next match, today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HS Wrestling, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. We will now be heading into the 126 bout. If you're just joining us, we are covering Randolph versus West Morris Central. Like I said before, you can find our other stream of Hanover Park versus Warren Hills on our YouTube channel, Garden State HS Wrestling. That'll be covered by Don Brower and James Clarke. And here we are in the 126 bout. Right away, quick 2-point takedown here for Randolph's wrestler, just 11 seconds in.
Okay, for West Morris, we have Robert Silpizzi. And with Randolph, Yash Pulam Filippo.
I'll stick with that.
We will, yep. Yash Pulam Filippo.
I think we can stick to Yash for now.
Or Yash, okay.
I like Yash. It's a cool nickname. I like it. Now, Yash on top actually here with the 2-0 lead, 25 seconds into this matchup now. Going for that power half on the right side, turning West Morris's And a quick pin by Yash there. Wow,
Man.
just 33 seconds in, ties it up. And we have quite the toss up here.
And I'll say his name again, a pin victory for Yash Pulamvilepo.
Now we'll be heading into the 5th match of our contest. This is our 132 bout. But before that, today's broadcast presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsors for today's quad.
Okay, coming up for West Morris at 132, Jacob Harrison, and for Randolph, Nicholas Gregory.
Now we'll have to see if West Morris Jacob Harrison will try and attack either of those legs. We can see 2 different knee pads on Randolph's Nicholas Gregory.
And we're going to suspend the match here. Looked like the clock hadn't reset to 2 minutes, so it looked like a simple case of 2 minutes. Well, it was actually accidentally set to 20 seconds. As soon as I looked up, there was a buzzer, and I saw 14 seconds left, and I said, no, that can't. Couldn't have had a lot of wrestling
really
from
match.
the time I introduced to when you're about to mention the sponsors here.
And Nicholas Gregory for Randolph here goes for that single leg on the right side, and he might have it. Going for these 2-point takedown, very close here to get those points, and he does. A 2-0 lead 30 seconds into this match. And Harrison is doing a good job at defending, or at least the best that he can. Gregory's strength is something to be seen here. And right away gets Harrison in a tough spot. Could be going for a quick pin here is Nicholas Gregory.
Yep, Harrison arching is able to turn himself over.
Great defense there. Very powerful neck there as well to be able to flip over like that. A minute left in this first period. And Harrison's just got to look to survive it here with Gregory with a chokehold around the waist. Another 3 back points for Nicholas Gregory Randolph, but allows the 1-point reversal, starts back up 5-1 now, 42 to go. Tied up here 12-12. This is going to be a huge one, especially right before the 144 bout. 28 seconds to go now. Now just seeing who can gain control here in the end. And it seemed like that aggression right off the bat from Nicholas Gregory kind of caught Jacob Harrison off guard. Still in control is Gregory. And we are going to be heading into the second period. Nicholas Gregory of Randolph up 5-1 over Jacob Harrison, and we'll see what they decide. And Nicholas Gregory defers to Jacob Harrison, who decides to start on bottom. Usually I'd agree with this decision, but after that last minute or so of him not really, had a lot of difficult time getting out, and I feel like he was almost led up to just start the match back up by Nicholas. What do you think of that decision there?
I think it's a decision that maybe, as we're seeing right here, he's trying to get that 1-point escape and try to close the gap a little bit and see if they can get back on the offensive. So I think it was a way maybe to get an early point, to get something in your favor and then see where that takes you. But obviously it looked like he was pretty close to an escape there, but Randolph's Nicholas Gregory just holding him down again as he did for the most of the first period. So it's a bold strategy.
And we'll see if it works. I mean, it's definitely on paper the strategy I would use as well, but as we can see, 39 seconds into this period, hasn't gotten much further off the ground here, but now possibly has that right arm under, actually has hands clasped over his shoulder there. Could be looking to rotate him over and try and get a pin attempt here. See what the call is here. And 1 point awarded to Randolph. Or actually, never mind. Nope. 1 point award to Randolph, I believe, for a headlock. Also, West Morris's Jacob Harrison picks up his mouth guard that fell out right off the bat. Now a minute left to go here after that headlock. Now really tough spot here for Harrison, but he's kicking up and stays in it. can't get his shoulders down. He's just incredible with that. Now we'll see if Gregory can get that arm over, maybe go for a half here, or again trying to flip him on his back. And wow, what a powerful move there.
Got him there, and there it is.
For Randolph's Nicholas Gregory at 132. That will make this an 18-12 bout heading into the 138 matchup.
Okay, so right in the beginning, both sides were alternating pin victories, but Randolph gets 2 pin victories in a row there, so that puts them at the advantage of 18-12.
Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athletes, Sport Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Herons Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. Now heading into 138, we'll have the wrestlers for you in a second. It will be John Shadwell of Randolph. We'll get to West Morris for you in just a second. 5 seconds in here.
Vincent Caruso from West Morris.
Now we have Brandon Dean coming up at 144 next here for the West Morris Wolfpack, a wrestler I'm excited to see. So this is kind of a really big one for Randolph to win, already with the lead here. And one that I don't think a lot of people heading in were expecting this dominant, especially over a team the caliber of West Morris, but doing well here, and we're seeing it again. Just the aggression from Randolph is what has shocked me the most to open their season. A 2-point takedown now for Shadwell. You can hear Randolph's coach Piccolo over anybody in the gym just about. Very passionate coach there. Minute to go here in the first period. Just 2 points for Randolph Shadwell. Now just looking for that wrist control. A little bit of time on top here, seeing if he can get around, possibly going for a half, but now reach back for the ankle there for a second, looking to kind of spin over here. Stalemate, and they'll call it. 29.6 to go here in the first period. West Morris's Vincent Caruso will start on bottom, Shadwell on top. Doing exactly what he's been doing for the last minute or so. Just great job in controlling the top, but now we might see an escape. A near escape there from Vincent Caruso. Almost ran right into the benches of the Wolfpack.
As his coach mentions here, Chris Merrill, he's saying get the one, which means he really wants him to get this escape before the period's up, so it's only a 2-1 advantage for Randolph.
Then possibly even there, you could, if you get the choice, you could pick bottom after and see what happens.
Very true. I mean, if you can get the escape here, and then if he opens up and the temp wants to be down and get the escape there, that gets you split even.
But we'll be heading into the second period. John Shadwell of Randolph holding a 2-0 lead. Wolfpack defers, and Shadwell will pick bottom. The first time he will be in a defensive position here today. And Vincent Caruso to start on top. And we'll see if he can hold Shadwell down, who has already shown his strength and aggression just to start off in the first period. Just 10 seconds gone of the second period already. Wow, Caruso looking for a throw there. Didn't get all of it. Now Shadwell reversal, 1 point. Now a 3-0 lead for Randolph in this matchup. Already have a lead here. Throw attempt was definitely solid, just couldn't quite get him up as far as he wanted to. This is our sixth match of this meet right here. So we have 8 to go here, just around the halfway point. 18-12, Randolph leads. And now a single leg here from Shadwell. Now switch to a double and gets him down, looking to get, if he gets that hip over, he will get those points, and he gets the 2 points now for a crossface. 5-0 lead here for Shadwell. Flips over the side, going for that half on the right side. Caruso doing a great job on the bottom despite the 5-0 lead. Wrist control has been his bread and butter so far and keeping him alive here. 58 seconds to go here in the second. Shadwell rotates over, going for that power half, but can't get his wrist quite out.
Caruso gets out of it. He gets the escape.
There we go. And again, Shadwell kind of bled him up there. Common thing we're seeing for Randolph, and a great move that's worked for both the wrestlers that have done it. A 5-1 lead here for Shadwell over Vincent Caruso of West Morris. 26 seconds to go here. Now single leg there from Shadwell. Caruso still in a great spot, has that waist controlled, but now the gets broken up, and a 2-point takedown here for Shadwell to make it 7-1 heading into the third here, barring anything quick. And our first matchup to head into the third period here today. 7-1 lead, as I just mentioned, for John Shadwell out of Randolph over West Morris Central's Vincent Caruso in the 138 matchup. 18-12 lead here for Randolph. And if you're trying to catch the Hanover Park versus Warren Hills matchup, that is also on our YouTube channel, Garden State HS Wrestling, and that is being covered by Donald Brower and James Clarke right now.
And both wrestlers start off even to begin the third period. That was what Caruso elected.
Always like a neutral start for any period, honestly. Now 7-2.
Yeah, I think at this point, you go back to that West Morris mentality of you guys start taking the shots and you can't leave anything to chance with them getting down or whatever like that. If you could start neutral and get a takedown, maybe you're back in the match.
Now another 2-point takedown here for Shadwell, now to lead him 9-2. And I think that's been one glaring issue just to start off the season for West Morris. I completely expect them to hop out of this funk starting 0-2 in the season, but I feel like that aggression that we've seen in seasons past may have changed up. Another 2 points here for Shadwell, now leading 11-2. And Vincent Caruso in a spot where he could nearly get teched if this keeps going on much longer, or very much worse, pinned by Shadwell. But he's doing a great job just staying in this matchup. Less than a minute to go here in the third. And a pin there for Shadwell ends it to make it 24-12 for Randolph. We'll be heading into the 144 bout for Randolph. We will be seeing, I believe, Connor Wysocki. I'll get back to you on that. But for West Morris Wolfpack, we will be seeing, get back to you with that in a second. It is confirmed Connor Wysocki will be Randolph's 144 pounder. Now for this matchup, it will be 144-pounder out of West Morris Central, Samuel Rizzuto versus Connor Wysocki of Randolph. Apologize for all the confusion there. I did make the mistake of thinking Brandon Dean was still in 144. Actually bumped up to 157. Sorry about the confusion leading into the 144 bout, but we are 10 seconds in. Randolph is leading 24-12 over the West Morris Wolfpack. Now 20 seconds into this match, a quick 2 points for West Morris's Samuel Rizzuto. Now could be looking for a pin, something West Morris Wolfpack definitely needs for sure. Now goes for a throw, but lands it out of bounds. Solid throw attempt there, and you see all of the shoulder gear for West Morris' Samuel Rizzuto. We'll see how much that limits him or could possibly stop him here today. 37 seconds into the first period, another single leg, and it doesn't look like it's stopping him much. That start off bottom, so no points there. Another going for that leg again, ankle pick. And now looking close to being out, but a 1 point escape there Could see Rizzuto was definitely trying to push him off the mat to get this back in the middle. Great job there by Connor Wysocki to make it 2-1 with to go. Now wrist control right here in the middle. A little bit of a tug-of-war matchup we're seeing right here. Two very evenly matched up wrestlers. You're seeing Rizzuto's definitely looks to be a little bit more jittery jumping in there, and Wysocki very keeping his cool, taking it his pace, the pace he wants this matchup to go, and it's working for him well. Now, wow, a great throw attempt there from Samuel Rizzuto. Don't know if he got quite all of it, but that was just beautiful, and that was quicker than ever. 2-1 still, no points awarded, went out of bounds. 15 seconds to go. Another tough single leg there, but did not get enough control. Randolph actually, Connor Wysocki seemed to reverse that and get him there. Now 5 seconds to go. 2 points for Wysocki. Capitalized on Rizzuto's mistake, keeping him in bounds. And what a swing there. Now 3-2 heading into the second period. It was like I said, Rizzuto has been the aggressor here. He's been taking all the shots, but Wysocki, his pace has worked for him well. A great reversal on that takedown there to get 2 points for him. See Randolph is a little bit upset with no back points and the ref having to explain to the coaching staff why. A little bit of a back and forth.
Yeah, it looked like Brian Piccolo was pleading his case for 2 more points right before the period ended there, but apparently no dice.
And I can see where they think that. I just think the time and control wasn't there for that one. Took him a while to call the 2 points as well, but now Rizzuto will start on bottom, but quickly seems to get the 1 point reversal if he can get that hip over. And he 2 points here now. Now 3-4. 4-4 now, another reversal. This is a great second period just to start, only 20 seconds in. But now Wysocki keeping him in, and at least trying to. Wow.
Wow, what a good strategy there.
Now saw Rizzuto wince a little bit getting up. Could have been that shoulder bother and possibly on that takedown, but Randolph's Connor Wysocki is up 6-4 at the moment with 1.5 minutes to go here in the second. Now that beautiful crossface on the left side, looking to rotate over. If he can get that hip to that side and then try and maybe get a half. But again, the crossface.
And thus far, our closest matchup of the evening.
Absolutely. This has been more back and forth than any of them. And I did promise you 144 would be a good matchup. I just didn't know who was wrestling. But I was right. Now we see Wysocki on top still. Still keeping it his pace, his tempo. 6-4 lead for him with 49 seconds to go here in the second period. And Randolph with a win here would kind of start to run away with this thing with their last 3 matches in a row won. This would be their 4th. Now that power half on that right side, but now switches back over to the left. Headgear has fallen over Samuel Rizzuto's eyes completely. Now trying to adjust it. Has that left wrist going for that power half on the left side. Can he get it? Another point there for Wysocki. Makes it 7-4. 13 seconds here to go in the second period. If he wants anything here quick, you see he's trying to tilt him over, trying to get a pin here. 5 seconds to go. Looking like it's going to head into the period with Wysocki after a huge second period here. Now we'll see Rizzuto get up, try and recover for this third. And Wysocki's just been putting on a pure wrestling clinic. It's just been the cleanest wrestling I've seen all day. Got to give props and compliments to Wysocki.
Of course, Connor Wysocki, last year's second-place finisher in District 12.
I'm not sure if you saw there, Rizzuto opted for a optional start, had just the 2 hands on the back, gives Wysocki the 1 point reversal to make this now an 8-4 matchup for Wysocki. But Rizzuto thinks, I guess, standing neutral that he can get something done, possibly a pin here or make up those 4 points in this last 2 minutes. And now called off, 23 seconds in, 1:37 to go. And Rizzuto's frustrations are now being seen right across his face.
Yeah, I think he's primed to make a move here, but he has to make it quick. Only a minute 28 remains in this matchup.
We'll see here. Wysocki now has that left wrist and a little bit of a shove, and you see Wysocki right away shows a little bit of frustration with that ref, and you can see Rizzuto's getting a little bit chippy. Ref now talking to Rizzuto. They start back up.
Yeah, he's trying to make his move, and Wysocki is just giving him the brush off.
We can see a little, I think they're grabbing each other a little bit harder than we were before. This is getting a little bit personal here, a little bit chippy. But a minute left to go. We'll see if Wysocki can keep everything in check and try and win this, or if we could see Samuel Rizzuto capitalize, maybe get this comeback win, one that West Morris Central needs so desperately. But another point for Wysocki, and right away yells at the ref.
And yeah, Rizzuto really got in the referee's face there, but kudos to the referee for brushing that one off.
Double leg here.
Rizzuto
might have a pin attempt here. Wow. 48 seconds to go, and now 2 points for Rizzuto. Now only down 9-6 against Randolph's Connor Wysocki. Now going for that wrist control on the left side, and that was the most successful takedown we've seen at Rizzuto today. Like I said, he's got a lot of power, and he's been going for it all day. Just hasn't seemed to get past Connor Wysocki's guard. Right there does. 25 seconds to go here. Gonna need a pin attempt or another move here to try and get this win. 15 seconds to go here. Still trying to turn him over.
Yeah, he's looking at that clock. He knows exactly how much time he has, but trying to get that takedown.
4 seconds to go, and it's looking like it's a little bit too late here for Rizzuto. But an incredible match by both wrestlers here. 9-6 finish. Our only match that has gone by points so far. It hasn't ended in a pin, and that'll be 3 points for Randolph Rams. Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live coverage, as well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. And we'll be heading into the 150 bout. Randolph leads 27-12 now. Big win there by Randolph. So a lot of frustration in that last matchup. But now we're heading into the 150 matchup.
Yep, we have here Randolph, Jack Ellemeyer, and from West Morris, Robert Fazzino.
Both wrestlers just testing the waters to start. See if Randolph can keep up what I wasn't expecting Randolph to come in here and show out like they have, but they're doing a great job. And we'll see what they can do for the rest of the quad as well. Can't wait to see them later in the night. Here comes a single leg here, a 2-point takedown from Robert Fazzino for West Morris Central Wolfpack.
And I think this year, too, I think both coaches have attested to the fact that their rosters are growing. And, of course, Randolph had mentioned that they're a well-balanced program now with, 8 to 10 numbers between freshman through senior. But I think for West Morris also, like the fact that their numbers are also up. They boast a roster of 27 people. And there's a pin right there.
Fazzino, a pin just 49 seconds in. Maybe the momentum change that West Morris Central Wolfpack needed. And I mean, back to talking about those coaches really quick. Both in their third year, so I mean, they kind of started their careers at these high schools together, and they get to see each other, especially now, a lot more than before. I mean, just a little bit of a rivalry between the schools, but I mean, when you see the same coach every once in a while, it's gonna get a little bit personal. But now we see 157 here for West Morris Central. Brandon John Dean. And it is a forfeit win for him. And it'll make it 27-24. Randolph still leads. Now for Randolph High School, 157-pounder Luke Faber will be taking on Eddie Velasco. Or apologies, 165. Get this figured out in just a second.
Okay, we're at 165 here.
don't have the West Morris Central wrestler roster at the moment. If we figure it out, we will get it to you as soon as we can. 165 bout. Randolph leads the meet 27-24. Now both wrestlers here for Randolph and West Morris, we'll try and get the names for you as soon as we can, but this is the 165 bout, a single leg here, attempt for Randolph, but the defense from West Morris Central is going well. And a 2-point takedown here for Randall now in the 165 bout with just a minute 30 to go in the first period. Now has that left arm under that left side, but now switched over to the right. The Rams have been utilizing the power half a lot today, and it's gotten them a lot of pins, a lot of great moves here. And now for the 165 bout, we have Joseph Wagner of West Morris Central taking on
Luke Faber.
Luke Faber, who bumped up from 157 today to wrestle 165. 58 seconds here to go. So again, Luke Faber, Randolph High School, versus Joseph Wagner of West Morris Central. 45 seconds to go here, and Luke Faber has been in the aggressor. He's been in the lead for this entire matchup, just has had control over Wagner. Now looking on that right side, turn him over. 22 seconds to go here in the first period. Luke still up 2-0. Now a pin attempt here. This would be a huge one for Randolph. Still has 10 seconds to get it done. This is fighting time for Wagner, but it will result in a pin. Minute 54 into the matchup. Luke Faber over Joseph Wagner. Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. As well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. Do you like what you see today? Are you looking for a way to advertise your business to customers? We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the 2023-24 season. You can sponsor one of our live streams or a local team page. Just click on a blank ad logo and fill out the sponsor form. Let Garden State HSWrestling.com make you the star of the show. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Shane Dunn, accompanied by Daniel Graham. Daniel, a great quad to start here. It's a 33-24 lead for Randolph heading into the 175. A little bit of confusion here. See what's going on. And a forfeit here at the 175 bout. Randolph will now make the lead 39-24 heading into the 190 bout. And I believe for Randolph, the only 190 pounder we have rostered is Andrew Ziedman. And for West Morris Central, for 190, the only wrestler we have rostered, Michael Borgia. But we will see who gets sent out. And apologies, in the 190 bout for Randolph, it will be Tyler Davis, wrestling a little bit underweight here. Usually goes 175, but we'll be wrestling up today. We will see who West Morris will send out, and we'll see how this weight advantage will work. And for the West Morris Central 175 pounder as well, coming out for the 190 bout, wrestling up, Lucas Barasonic. So you can basically call this the 175 bout, but they'll be wrestled at 190. Starting off in this first period, if you didn't hear me before, Randolph Rams lead 39-24 over West Morris Central Wolfpack to start. If you're looking for the coverage of the Hanover Park High School versus Warren Hills matchup, that is also on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. It is covered by Donald J. Brower and James Clarke. Now, a minute 37 to go here in the first period. Tyler Davis of Randolph now on the defense. Lucas gets that single leg and a 2-point takedown there for him to start off the match. And with just 3 weights left, you would need just about to pin out to win this meet here if you're West Morris Central, starting now. Minute and 4 to go here. Same spot here for Lucas. Still trying to get around that left side. It might be a reversal here from Randolph's Tyler Davis, and it is a 2-point reversal. We are all tied up with 36 to go here in the first period. Now both get up, and Tyler Davis allows Lucas Barisonic to get up. 1-point reversal there, now a 3-2 lead in Barisonic's favor. Now just looking for a little bit of a tug of war there for control. 10 seconds to go here in the first period. And again, it looks like as we get a little bit heavier, we are starting to see more competitive matches thus far. Last one going to the third period that we got to call. Great match there. But a 3-2 lead after the first period for Lucas Barisonic of West Morris Central over Tyler Davis of Randolph. You'll see the decision here. West Morris Central takes bottom after the Randolph deferral. Start the second period. Like I mentioned before, West Morris Central's Lucas Barisonic up 3-2 over Tyler Davis at the moment. Now looking for a throw here is Tyler Davis. Trying to use a little bit of that strength to his advantage, and another one there. Didn't quite get all of either of them, but still enough damage inflicted that he's in the driver's seat at the moment. Minute 35 to go here.
And you think about just prior to this matchup, I think both coaches were waiting for the other about what kind of wrestling matchup we're going to look forward to here at 190. So they kind of threw these two out there just to see how well they matched up against each other.
Now potential pin attempt here for Lucas Barisonic. Another 2 points, now up 5-2 with a minute 10 to go. And this is a tough spot for Tyler Davis. Can he escape? Can he keep his shoulders off the mat for the next 60 seconds is the question. It's going to be a tall task here. That right shoulder's just about down. And it is a pin for Lucas Barisonic, the first of 3 that West Morris Central will need. And a great match there. 2 wrestlers wrestling up. Great job by both competitors there. And we'll be heading into the 2:15 bout. But before that, today's broadcast is presented. Sorry, I thought the ref was trying to talk to me for a second. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athletes Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of Garden State HSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. As well as a special thank you to Next Generation Training Center for being the main sponsor for today's quad. And we head into 2:15 here, West Morris Central's. We'll get the name there for you in a second. It is a forfeit, and it's 6 points there, so it's going to come down to the 285 bout here. And according to the paper in front of me, could always be wrong, West Morris Central has a 285-pounder listed. And here he comes. I believe this is AJ Cadella for West Morris Central. Not entirely sure who's coming out for Randolph here. Dean Mangiacavallo for Randolph, and this is where it gets heated. This is for all the marbles. With a decision win here from West Morris Central tie, if a pin occurs, West Morris Central will win today's meet after an electric comeback that they've been mustering so far. And here comes Dean of Randolph. Big takedown there. 2-point takedown for him to start the match off, keeping Randolph in the driver's seat as they have been for the last, I'd say, 8 or so matches about since they took this lead.
Just about, yeah. Randolph had about as much as I think they had about 39-24 lead here, and then of course with the pin from West Morris, and then obviously the forfeit. Make this a very interesting matchup. Dean Mangiacavallo finished 3rd in District 12 last year. He had a 25-8 record. on the year last year.
Another interesting thing to note, but definitely a weight disparity here. But now West Morris Central could be winning it. We can talk about weight later. Dean on top, could be getting this pin over AJ Cadell. This would win West Morris Central the meet, and they do. What a win there by Dean Maggio-Cavallo. Great match and a great meet there by both teams. I mean, a great one to call. That was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, last night I got blessed to be at one where it was the same situation, ended with the 285 bout. Same thing here. Couldn't ask for a better match to call, especially alongside you, Danny.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with West Morris, I mean, again, now we go back to, how crucial that matchup was at 190. I think both coaches were waiting to see what the other was going to bring out, and you have pretty much a battle of people that were entered at 175 with Lucas Barasonic and Tyler Davis, and then all of a sudden Barasonic gets that pin, so you're thinking, okay, we're back in it, and then you're looking at kind of the upwards of the weight classes, and then you see the forfeit, and West Morris has a chance in there, and they took their opportunity.
And one big thing you saw with that 285 matchup, and you see this around schools all over the state, as well as the country, the 285-pounder for Randolph weighed in just a little bit under 250, and then for West Morris Central, it was 277, so definitely a weight disparity there. But that's how 285 and heavyweight wrestling works. And that was a great way to end that. Now, if you want to follow us, you can see us on GardenStateHSWrestling.com, your team, your counties, your site. Follow us on social media, GardenStateWrestling.com, Garden State HSW on X or Twitter, and Garden State Wrestling on the Instagram. Now, Danny, it was a pleasure again commentating this one for you. I mean, what can you expect from both teams heading into the rest of the quad?
Well, I think for the rest of the quad, I think both squads had very well-fought victories. Of course, it seemed like it was, okay, pin here, pin there, pin here, pin there, and then we were starting to get caught up in some of the forfeits and everything like that made that match as applicable as it was. So I don't think there's anything that either side can hang their head on too heavy about. I think Randolph, maybe disappointed as they are, they can take that, at least take that into the next two matches.
Absolutely, and I think Randolph, after now their first loss of the season and in a crushing fashion after a big lead just swept away by West Morris Wolfpack, getting their first win of the season, now 1-2. Randolph opens up 0-1. I expect them to get a win at some point here today, but I think both teams, I mean, I could see West Morris really ending it off strong here and Randolph doing the same.
Yeah, I think as we said before, I think we had the privilege of being here on Mat 2, and we probably saw the two strongest teams in terms of equal playing level, just giving us a good run here.
Absolutely, and it was a pleasure to commentate such a great meet with you, and I can't wait to do the next two with you as well.
Yeah, right. I'll be here.
It was a pleasure being with you guys. We'll see you at the next meet of our quad meet.